Hi everyone, today in this video we're going to be talking about article usage. So this should be specifically helpful if you've ever seen a comment from me on an essay that says article error, or I've told you something about that. This is going to be just a little bit more background on what that means and how to fix it. So in today's lesson we're going to go over what is an article, why do we need articles, which articles should we use where, and then we'll do some practice ones together. So just to start off, what is an article? You might actually be more familiar with this from your world language classes than from English, but just in case. In this case, we're not talking about article in the sense of something from a magazine or a journal. We're talking more the grammar term. And in English, we have 3 articles. Those are a, an, and the. Those are the 3 articles that we have in English. So go ahead and jot those down. Those are your only 3 options. Why do we need them? Sometimes it's important when we're trying to revise things to understand why we have to revise them. We need articles to show that the next word is going to be a noun. Without articles, it's not as clear, because almost every time we have a noun, there should be an article before it. They also show whether we're talking about a specific or an unspecific noun. So for example, we use something called indefinite articles, a and an, to show unspecific nouns. For example, a school or a girl. We could be talking about any school or any girl. It's not very clear with indefinite articles. On the other hand, we're going to use definite articles, in this case the, to show specific nouns. The school, the girl. When we use the instead of it means that we have a specific one in mind. We know which school we're talking about and we know which girl we're talking about. So how do we decide which one to use where? First of all, if it's a specific object that you have in mind, use the. That's the easiest one. If you don't have a specific object in mind, you might use a, an, or sometimes no article. If the noun that you're using is singular, so it's just one, and it starts with a consonant, so that means anything that is not a vowel, you're going to use the article a in front of it. So a book or a cat. If the noun is singular, so again there's just one, but it starts with a vowel, so it starts with a, e, I, o, or u, you're going to use an in front of it. So for example, we would not say a afternoon, we would say an afternoon. An anatomy test. If the noun is plural, so there's more than one, and it's still not specific, you might not put an article before it. For example, we would just say books. We wouldn't say a books, or cats, or tests, okay? So if it's not specific, we just don't put an article in front of it in this case. So let's take a look at a few practice sentences. For example, if you say everyone loves Hero, this one's not correct, because hero is our noun, so we need an article in front of it. In this case, we would put everyone loves a hero, because we're not talking about a specific hero, we're just talking in general, so we want an indefinite article. And this is not a vowel, so we're going to use a in front of it. Not always with H, but in this case with H, we will just use a. Another one, same amount of people love villains. Here we want to put the same amount of people love villains, because we're talking about a specific group of people. We're talking about the ones who love villains, so we need to put the at the beginning. Or in this case, tragic hero has their own flaws. Again, just like in the first one, hero is still a noun, so we still need an article before it, but we have 2 ways that we can fix this one. We could put a tragic hero has their own flaws, or we could just put tragic heroes have their own flaws. By making it plural, we don't necessarily need to put something in front of it, as you'll remember. And that's it. Hopefully this helps begin to clarify things a little bit more. Let me know if you have any questions.